Welcome to Dotting with Dragons. Welcome in if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. I'm glad you guys are here to share with me another amazing Halloween drop at Michael's, which is a craft store in the US for Halloween 2026. So as you can see, I've got a wide variety of products represented here. I do not pay full price for any of these, by the way. Always use a coupon and always get a discount. So I think most of these ranged between like $8 to $10, except a few of them, which I'll show you, which were less. So we've got washi, we've got something new for this year, some new products, we've got some 3D objects, regular canvases, and the mystery canvases. Now I will say this year they have 4 different designs. There is no way to tell what you're getting from the outside of the box, unlike last year. They also have mystery 3D objects. They have mystery smaller canvases. The one thing that I do not have represented here are the smaller size canvases. All the canvases I have are the 16 by 20. Which I've done a lot of smaller canvases in the past. They're a lot of fun. I just didn't really find any that super spoke to me this year, and I do still have a couple left over from last year that I'm hoping to get to. So anyway, we're gonna start with the smaller projects and work our way up to the larger. So for the mystery kits, I have 4 of them here, and I'm going to wait until the very end of this video to do mysteries. So if you want to avoid spoilers, for sure, you can skip that end of the video, but I will let you know when we get there. So without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing I kind of wanted to show you were these smaller objects. We do have one thing that we diamond paint, the others are accessories. So this is their Halloween washi this year. There were a couple other smaller packs, and for some reason they were the same price as these larger ones. So I'm just gonna kind of open these up. These are fun to catch if you can. I last year was looking for them too late, and by the time I was looking for them they were already gone. I like to use washi on my canvases for the edges. You'll notice we have 2 of these sort of standard sized washis. And then we have like a thicker washi tape, which that was quite sticky. I have not used the Make Market, or it's called Recollections, actually. I have these linked in the description box. I have not used Recollections washi tape in a really long time, but these were just absolutely adorable prints. I love the fact that they're doing this like vintagey look this year. Every year they have sort of a theme, and then this one's sort of like a witchy theme. So a lot of these, you know, you can definitely not just use for Halloween, but I'm gonna set those aside. So this was the other thing I was really interested in. So normally they have, you know, the wax comes in the kits and all of that, and they have like special like themed pens. Like some of the kits come with different pens, but this was a new thing for me. It's a coffin shaped wax holder, and I love that. And then you get a couple of these pats of additional wax. Now that being said, do I normally use the wax that comes in the kits? No, I do not. However, mostly, ooh, that fits really nice. Mostly I wanted it for I thought the shape was a lot of fun. It's a nice thing to put little other diamond painting accessories in, and I can also use the wax, and I can even put my own wax and store my own wax and putty in here. So I thought that was absolutely adorable. Then we have this little diamond art kit. So they have several different themes. This is the snake version. I thought maybe Kiddo would have fun doing this one with me. They have what you need to do the kit on the back. This is what it looks like. As far as I know, there are no specials in this, but I say let's open it up and find out. So this is the first time for me I will be doing one of these framed kits. I didn't see these last year, so I think this is actually a new concept for them. So let's see, inside we get this frame. It is pretty small. It's like school photo size, but it's really cute. It's got like this plastic frame. It doesn't feel super flimsy either. I was just kind of testing it. Like, it feels pretty solid. So I like that. Then we have, oh, that's just packaging. And then here we have the kit contents. So this is interesting. I've never seen it packaged like this before. So you'll get everything that you need in here. I do a lot of projects for Michael's with my kiddos, so this is pretty standard. What do we got here? Huh. This little foam thing. I don't know what this little round foam thing is. I'm going to put that there for now. Oh my gosh. You guys. Look, that's the smallest little thing I've ever seen in my life for these DMCs. That's cool that they're adding the DMC for this. I'm just going to put that there. These numbers, by the way, indicate they tie into the kit that you're getting. And then it looks like we got a little background so you can put that into the frame. We've got our little snake. Oh, he's little. Look at that. It's just a little drill field. This is so cute. It's acrylic, plastic. Comes off easy, and it does appear as though the sticky is pretty much only where the dots are. Ooh, that is very nice and sticky. I am a fan though of sealing, so that you can see in between the letters there is glue in between there. They don't just put the glue on the where the gems are gonna go, so that's interesting. So my guess is this little thing goes here and it gives you sort of a 3D effect. So let's see what the instructions say. Oh, here's our drills. Ooh, okay, so this is also new for me. These are ABs. Oh, I've never worked with Make Market ABs before. Because typically all of their kits, okay, they're either crystals, glow in the darks, or crystals or glow in the darks. I've never had like a AB in a kit before. That's beautiful. And then this looks like a 310. No. Oh, that's the 500. It's like a really dark green. Very cool. It's hard to tell, but that's cool. Okay. All right. We get a very basic toolkit. It's all orange because it's Halloween. When it's Christmas, it'll be red. It's really cool. We get some baggies, which I love to reuse. And then these accessories I tend to donate. So we've got a pen and squishy. You've got this is the most basic thing. So this will be a very perfect little tiny kit for someone who's maybe new to diamond painting or wants to try it, or a child, because it's very little. I had a ghosty. That's cool. Okay, that's in French. Oh, it's cute. So it does tell you what to do. Peel it back, follow the chart, dump your diamonds in there, use the wax, and it's always got a little piece of plastic on it. Pick them up, put them on the corresponding spot. Aha. Remove protection from back. Peel and stick the EVA sticker. Okay, so that is what you're supposed to do. So this little thing is supposed to give the snake some height. And there's a back to this. It says peel the back off. I have no nails, so it does seem, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say, you know that like super like shiny acrylic that you can get, and when you buy it you have to like peel it off, and it's like super clean and shiny underneath. So that's what's up with this. So you could peel it. Or alternatively, if you don't want it to have the backing because you don't want the 3D effect, you could always just put it on here, glue it, however you want to do it. But I think I'm gonna do that. So this is a project I definitely plan to work on with my kiddo. I saw Snake. He's also like in the Slytherin house if you do Harry Potter. So, oops, okay, that wants to get stuck. And I don't want that to get lost. So for now, oh, I don't want to get, well, I mean, can I really get confused about this? I don't think so. Yeah, so I'm going to set that aside. So that's fun. So they do have several other styles of this. The next thing I wanted to show you are these guys. So on my channel, I've unboxed these and finished a pumpkin before. I also have a gingerbread house I've never done yet. These are supposed to light up. I thought these would look really cute on my new bookshelf for holiday decorations. Plus, this is an adorable jack-o'-lantern. I'm obsessed with jack-o'-lanterns. So, I've done these before, so I know what I'm getting into. However, if you have never done one of these before, you're going to have a little bit of patience. So this is the glue that comes with it. This is basically the stuff that they stick on canvases. It will remain sticky even after it dries. Then we have our drills. And I still have this left from my original project. We have that toolkit in here. All right, let's look at our guy. Oh, he's cute. Oh, I like that. Even by himself, he's adorable. So the only thing that I'm really hoping here is that they've improved the light structure inside because, okay, it did not come with, oops, I'm going to have to unscrew that. It didn't come with batteries. That's fine. I have batteries. But the issue I have with my other pumpkin is that this whole situation in here was so janky that like just turning it on and off, it came with a battery, but then turning it on and off was difficult, and then it like pushed in and now I have to use like, it's a whole mess. So this is adorable. I love how he's like this lopsided face. I could just keep him like this. He's so cute. Anyway, also comes with a brush to brush on your glue and some directions. So like I said, I've done this in the past. So what you're going to do, and this is the one I did actually, it's cute, they kept his picture. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this glue and you're going to apply it onto the places that you want to work on for that day. And you take this and you kind of smooth it out, and then you take then you have to wait. So don't freak out because the glue is white and it looks white, but once it cures, it will turn clear. Now here's the thing about that. It's a 3D object. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve for you to figure out like how thick of the glue you like. If you put it too thin, the stuff won't stick. But hey, if that's the case, you can always dab a little bit more glue on. I had that issue when I've done this in the past where I put the glue on, put on the drills, and then it ended up getting like some of them falling off. So it's very simple to use this to reapply glue, reapply drills once it's dried. And also I highly recommend you seal these projects. I have several videos, or at least 1 or 2 videos, where I show you how to seal a 3D object like this. I'm pretty sure it was the pumpkin. I will link that in the description box. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you this. He's adorable. The other one that I have is the Spellbooks. So this gave me Hocus Pocus vibes. So on top, we have our toolkit. We have several different drill colors. You can see they're all crystals except, ooh, those are like tiny little drills. Look at them. They're like half size. That's gonna be interesting. She says famous last words. Okay, so we've got our glue, we've got our brush, we've got our instructions, same as the other one. And, ooh, this is cool. Curses and cures. Oh, I love that. I like that they did color this. I saw, I think it was on their website, I thought I saw So I'm gonna have to test out the batteries before I work on this, because if they don't work, I want to exchange it. But I saw online that this was not painted, and I thought, oh, that doesn't seem good. So here it is, and because it's a 3D object, you just kind of paint it the way, or put the drills on where you want. I mean, you can follow this guide, but you don't have to. Also, it does talk about the battery requirements. I think it's 2 AAAs. Yeah, 2 AAAs. Okay, so those are pretty simple, but this is what this looks like. I'll definitely be coming back once I finish some of these projects to show you an update on what they look like. Okay, so also, can I just rep this Summerween, perfect Summerween cup? I love my cups. I love Summerween. Shout out to Gravity Falls. Okay, so these are the 2 traditional kits I picked up. There's a lot of really cute ones. I always try to grab the jack-o'-lantern one, and I love a good haunted house slash haunted castle. Now this is not the only haunted house slash castle that they have this year. There is a more traditional one, and it looks like so much fun, but I liked the colors in this one and the perspective of the art. And then this one is fun because it's jack-o'-lanterns, so always gotta grab my jack-o'-lantern kits. And it's so funny because I have not worked on my jack-o'-lantern kits because they're sort of like very special to me, so I need to work on them, right? So anyway, so this one is called Black Pumpkins, and you can see from the branding up here, that's the brand, that's the original cost. They have this across the top here. It tells you it's Halloween, much like the other ones, and this is a round gem kit. Before I go any further, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you stay away from squares, acrylic squares from Make Market. I have shared this on my channel. I shared it last year when I did a full 16 by 20 kit. That was squares. I have like 4 others in my stash. At some point I will do them, but actually let me see if I can find it here. I have, let's see. Yeah, I even have the warning on it. So this is an unboxing I did for Snow Castle from Make Market. Bijou Bliss tray, by the way. It's squares, and the image was just my favorite ever. Here's some squares. Now, from far away, they don't look too bad. It's like, oh, look at that. They're lining up. I love acrylic squares because there's no static. But when we get up really close, okay, that's a little bit harder to see, but when you get up really close and you start placing these on the canvas, it just does not, they do not want to sit. They don't play well with each other, okay? So definitely look for my Headless Horseman Halloween 2025 review, because that was quite an undertaking. So anyway, I do not, end rant, I do not recommend their square kits. So anyway, here is our typical experience for a 16 by 20 canvas. I love the size point of these because they're perfect for events, and they're not so big that they are overwhelming. They're a really cute size, and if you are prone to framing your pieces, these work really well in a 16 by 20 inch frame. It's very easy to find that frame size. So once again, we have our toolkit, very basic. Not going to go over that. We have our round gems. The only thing I'm wondering in here is if we have any glow drills, because in the past they will say on here like glow in the dark, and I did not see that on here. So interesting. So the instructions for these kits come a little bit different, but it's essentially the same. You lift up your plastic, you read the cue, you put down your gems. Okay, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. So as far as our canvas, oh, they're so cute. So you will notice here that there are some red symbols. Okay, and while that does suck because Like, Main Market, why are you still doing red symbols? At the same time, does it suck though? Because they don't tend to overuse them, but they like to use the alphabet, okay? So we're going A through Z, and then they start using numbers, and then they start using symbols. So depending on how many colors you've got, so this one's got 39 colors, okay? So, oh, look at that. They actually have the DMC number. That's amazing. Okay, I don't see any glow in the dark drills. Make Market, what the heck? Okay, but I'm gonna add some because I have some left over from years past, and that's just part of what makes it fun is the glow in the dark. So anyway, so getting you up close here, we have this canvas that is not felt, soft, creepy as some people call it. It's like a really smooth, tough material. I love that about their canvases. It lays flat really well. The glue is good. You'll see that the glue doesn't extend terribly far beyond the symbols. It's very sticky. I don't have problems with drills sticking to these. Now that being said, it is a round canvas, and I do seal all my rounds that I care about. I've also painted the edge of this material, and it takes paint really well. I will say if you're going to trim this canvas, it will fray. So that's the thing that sucked about that. I have tried to trim these before, and they will fray. You can try using the lighter trick like you would on a shoelace or a piece of rope, but it will not help you. It will probably just light things on fire because it didn't help me. So, yeah, so I recommend just painting the sides if you're going to try to trim it down. Anyway, so these are really cool. So let's look at the drills. So this is black pumpkins, right? Or they just call it pumpkins here? I thought on the website it said black pumpkins. Alright, so let's take a look at these drills. So they come in a pack. Now here, this is the same number under here because 108-11206 is going to match you up with the canvas. So they only recently really started like actually naming their products, but honestly the names are so generic that they just put their serial numbers on them or whatever because it changes. Now this is classically, looks like a 310, number 1, 310, yep. Okay, so I am going to show you the drills here. How do I know these are acrylic? Well, I've worked with them in the past. Also, you see that little pinprick in there? That's the key sign that these are acrylic and not resin drills. If they moved, let me just say this right now. Make Market if you're listening, Michaels if you're listening. If you started producing your kits in resin diamonds, I would love to try your squares. There's very little trash in these drills. I've never really had an issue with that in the past. Their glow drills tend to be jelly glows, but not always. Let's see, we're going to start here. So this kit, as you can see, we have a lot of like taupes. What does it say? Taupe. Taupes, browns, dark colors. I'm guessing these are going to be like pumpkin flame colors, that kind of thing. I do have quite a few pixie glow in the darks. That would be fun. And the shine on these kits are really, really good. You can see, for instance, how sparkly these are. They turn out really well. And guys, for the price point of like 10 bucks, yeah, I don't think there's any glows in here. For the price point of like $10, this is not bad at all. So there are no specials in here, so there's nothing to show you there. What I'm going to do is wrap this one up and show you the castle. So again, I don't see anything that says that they're glowing in here. Yeah. What do they call this on the website? I have it linked in the description box, but they don't just call it castle, which is what it's called here. Like the original image is just, see these ghosts in the windows? When I saw that, I was like, okay, it's either castle, raven and castle and raven or something, castle and something. I don't think it's Castle and Ghosts. Okay. But like their little faces are peeking out of those windows. Come on, guys. Alright, let's see here. So, this one is more portrait style, and they do love to roll. Wow. Oh, I love their little faces. So cute. And up here. So this one has 35 colors. Once again, I don't see any glow drills. Make Market, what's up, man? That's my favorite thing about what they were doing in years past, was like every canvas had glow in the dark drills. And they glow really well. So I kept all my glow in the dark drills from Make Market. So look at this canvas. This is so cool. So 16 by 20 is not a huge canvas, so there's arguably some detail lost. However, I have never done one of their kits, paint by numbers or diamond art, that has ever not shown as what they've rendered it. It always shows that well. And part of this is going to be because you're going to look at these from a distance, guys, but even up close, they look pretty good. Except for if it's a square. Oh, no. Okay, I got a piece of the canvas edge. This was left exposed. You can actually see the difference in the glue there. It's still sticky, but I might just take a little bit of that canvas glue from my other projects, put that down. Okay, so there's that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love like the reds, the blues of the ghosties. That's so cute. So we've got our instructions, you've got your toolkit, and we've got our drills. So let's take a look at these drills real quick and double check that there's no specials. Also, diamond painting with DP with sparklers, diamond painting with sparklers, great retailer to pick up some glow drills. Okay, like I have glow pixies and 310 and 5200 from them and all sorts of things. They glow really well. So we've got our blacks. So this kit is a little bit more gray and drab. This is probably a ghosty color. They do have some very colorful kits. Like there is a kit with the skeleton in a graveyard. I was like very iffy on picking that one up, and the blues and the greens and the pinks and the purples in that one looked really pretty. So here we go. Let me try. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's try again. Got these colors, but you know, that's kind of the arguable thing about Halloween kits. Oh, that's a pretty one. Is, you know, they're trying to branch out and get more color, which is really cool to see that, because I love a colorful Halloween kit. Yeah, so those are all the drills for that. I don't see any specials again, but I will be adding my own. And then as far as this canvas is concerned, the drills are great quality, they're rounds, but also the symbols are very clear to see. I never have an issue with symbol clarity on here. Occasionally this offender, like a 6 and a G, might be difficult, so that's why I tend to look here. And as you can see on the side, this is a fairly accurate representation of what you're going to see. And you'll see occasionally you have some of these are in like a red color, like the number 6 and 9. So the red is going to be 6 and the black is going to be 9. So that way when you're looking at your canvas, if you're confused about what it looks like, because 6 and 9s, you know, or if you do this sideways or whatever, you'll very clearly be able to see how that's different. So I do appreciate that. Okay, so this is the last of my standard projects. Now, if you are interested in the mysteries, I will say, and you don't want to spoil them, I will say my goodbyes right now. I am so glad that you joined me on this project haul. I hope to see you guys again in future videos. Definitely give me a comment, because I'd love to know what other people are picking up. There are so many options this year. Every year their options explode for special projects and canvases and artwork for the holidays. It's insane. So let me know what you picked up. I'd be really curious to see, or if you got any of these. I'm going to move on to the mysteries now. The thing about the mysteries, well, I'll get to that in just a second. Okay guys, so here is your last spoiler warning. If you do not want to know what's in these kits, definitely I will see you next time. Thank you for sticking with me this long. Okay, so for these, they did them a little bit differently last year. So last year, if you were watching my channel, I did purchase a couple of these. There was a way to figure out what images you got, or at least figure out that you did not purchase duplicates. So while I have 4 here, I went into this fully knowing that I might end up with duplicates. Or, I mean, hopefully it's not the same one. I'm hoping the most for a specific one of these. So we have this Haunted Library, Ghost Bride, Spellbook, and this is the one I'm hoping the most for, the jack-o'-lanterns. But honestly, if I get any of these or one of each, that'd be great. I'm just hoping to avoid the duplicates. So last year, there was a way to know that you were getting something different, because on this UPC code part, they had like a little colored dot. And so people on Reddit and other social media platforms had figured out which colored dots went with which image. So eventually I was able to secure the one that I was most interested in, which again was jack-o'-lanterns. But I did get, before I figured that out, I did get a couple that I was like, or I got another one that I just wasn't, it was like a floral, an autumn floral, which will be interesting to do one day, but it's just not high on my priority list. So wish me luck as we unbox these mysteries. Okay, so inside we've got a bag, which is completely sealed. So I have no idea what this is. So I'm going to trim this and we're going to find out what did we get. I have seen people try to figure out what these were. Okay, so what did I get? So we get our toolkit like usual. We get some drills. Ooh, look at that. That is the first time I've seen -2, because I think they're all -4. Interesting. So what is this one? Ah, okay, this is the bridal. This is the bridal canvas. Interesting. Okay, cool. Oh, the little skeleton down here. Honestly, I'm just hoping that I don't get a total, repeat of all of these. Okay, so 2. So that would be this one. So that's cool. So as you can see, as I'm looking at this here, there was no indication on this UPC code. See, look at this. They're all, someone thought at first like, oh, it's -4. And last year they did have something like that with the UPC codes. I think maybe this was different. I can't remember which it was. Go back and watch my video and you'll find out. But we have 108-11199-2. So as you can see on the box, this is really the only identifying information here. I don't see any indication of this matching up with this or being able to know what you got. So yeah, there's absolutely no identification on here. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't want to take these out because I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to de-sash this kit yet. So looking at the drill colors, we have 39 colors. And again, I don't see any glow-in-the-darks. As far as the canvas, you can see it is very clear. We've got some of those red symbols. but helping you differentiate between the others is really good. This is a really cool scene, but honestly, this is the one I was least excited about. But I'm kind of trying to convince myself that this is sort of like a Haunted Mansion bride feel. If you know the Disney's ride, Haunted Mansion, you know there's a murderous bride in there. So I'm kind of trying to convince myself maybe that's sort of what we're doing here. But anyway, okay, so that's the first one. I am going to put this back into, well, actually, I just want to get into it, guys. All right. I'm just really excited for these. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got in mystery number 2, or not number 2, actually. I'm trying to see, like, is there a way to see what's in here? I see, like, lines. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. To be fair, I could have gotten all the same kit, and if that's the case, I'm gonna be on the D-stash. Oh, you guys, I got it. Awesome. Okay. Oh, very cool. Again, no glows that I could tell anyway. Okay, awesome. I got the one I wanted. So down here, this one is -4. Line up the drills, -4. Okay, cool. So, like, why is this that bright orange color? What is that, U? Are we sure that's not a glow in the dark? 970. No, it's just a red symbol. Little disappointed about the lack of glow drills here, Michaels. But anyway, this one is 32 colors. Awesome. So this is the one that I was really, really hoping for. Super excited about that. Okay. So when I bought these, I bought them for online pickup because it said they were in stock in my store, but then when I showed up there to go get them, I walked around first and they didn't have any of these out yet, right? So they had none of them out. And it took them like 2 days to fulfill the order, which was really weird because normally Michael's is like within an hour, they're like, we got your stuff ready for pickup. So I think they had to go digging for this, actually. All of these kits. All right, let's see what's next. And you love it so much you'd do it twice? I don't know. Here we go. Here it is again. Okay. So we got one duplicate. I really think, so normally I would probably attempt to return this to the store. However, because of how this kit in particular was one that I know at least a couple people online were like, oh, I really hope for the jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm not going to put it back in here, at least at the moment. So I think what I might do is try to sell them on D-Stash because I feel like people, what do you guys think? Like, I feel like people would actually, they want to know what they're going to get because these are not typical mystery canvases. The only mystery about this is which image you're going to get. But once you unroll it, you know what you're getting. Or like I could try to trade. Ooh, that one's already, or I could like try to trade for mysteries. I don't know if that many people buy these and then get on D-Stash, but okay. It looks like we got another bride here. Okay, so I got 2 of each. That's interesting. I'm not going to unroll, unroll this all the way because we know what the image is. So that's what you get when you buy mysteries. It's kind of like the luck of the draw. I would have loved to have gotten the Haunted Library. I'm really kind of sad that I didn't get the Haunted Library. But, at least, well, that's not going to go back in there very nice. At least I was able to secure the one that I was super excited about, which was the pumpkins. I do wish the Haunted Library was my next one that I would have loved to have gotten. Ghost Bride was definitely my least favorite, and Skullbook would have been fun too. But really, it was like these two. So, will I try again for more mysteries? Maybe what I could do is like try another store once they get different I don't know if they get like different shipments or whatever. I would just hate to continue to get the same experience. And this is something that a lot of people had been talking about in various diamond painting groups about, Michael's, what are you doing? You're going to get so many returns and exchange attempts and all of that from this because you're getting, you know, people love mysteries, but also there's only 4 images here. So the likelihood of you getting multiples of the same one, as you can see, are very high. So it just kind of depends. So I wonder if like they're kind of rolling out with a couple images first and then they're, well, actually no, because I know somebody who was able to score all 4 designs already. So anyways, so this is my Make Market 2026 Halloween haul. If you stayed to the end of the video, thank you so much for joining me on this. I really look forward to hearing your comments and see, so I'm really curious, how does this make you feel? These mysteries, because prior to this, there was a way to see on the box, if you were privy to it, that you were at least getting different images. There were like colored dots. This way is a little bit more like, look at all these great images, but guess what? You have no idea if you just bought 4 of the same one, and apparently I bought 4 of 2 images. So super excited. I got my pumpkins though. So let me know what your thoughts are, if you prefer this kind of mystery, if you agree with me. I'm curious. Did you do this last year? Are you attempting to get all these images this year? Does anybody want to trade some pumpkins and bridal ghosts for some haunted library? Anyways, I am so excited that I got to share this with you. This is the end of my week-long unboxing extravaganza. I hope you had a good time, and feel free to leave me a comment if you like this sort of thing. I do try to be a little bit more regular than this. But like, comment, subscribe, it's all free way to boost the channel. So if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. I hope you guys have a wonderful Summerween. Until next time, bye.